Hello everybody, Listy here, and welcome to this reaction to the anniversary reveal of Five Nights at Freddy's in Dead by Daylight. I'm very excited to check this out. I've been waiting for this chapter for the longest time. Anytime that they would put out a little poll asking which new character or franchise you wanted to see in DBD next, I would fill in Five Nights at Freddy's. I've been doing my part, and that brings us to today. Obviously, I am single-handedly responsible for FNAF now being in DBD, so you're welcome. I'm a huge fan, and I'm very curious to see what Behavior did with this franchise. I really hope that they did it justice, so let's go check it out.
We're going to be talking about the extremely cool new Dead by Daylight Stats Tracker that's coming up. We're going to be able to look at
interesting.
the
Stats Tracker.
Progress as you play.
Nightlight users cope and sieve.
I was obviously aware of it. I mean, everybody is. It's become so iconic in such a short period of time. But I'm going to be honest, I didn't really realize how kind of deep the lore and the story went before I started kind of looking into this chapter. So,
Rookie mistake.
It's been cool, and like the story is way more horrifying than I thought it would be, to be honest.
It really is.
Despite how cute it is, very horrifying. And
actually, absolutely
I think that's a very initial common ground DBD fans and FNAF fans will have. Deep lore on both games, much more than you'd expect. And once you dig in, it's really cool stuff, and it goes, like you said, it goes places.
Yeah.
It goes places.
So
this won't be a surprise to most people, but it was to me, was, like I said, just how passionate the community is. They're like you said, it's very similar to DBD in that respect.
Absolutely.
Of, like, very passionate fans and very passionate community. People who kind of, they watch the trailers and they watch gameplay and they pixel peep. Oh yeah. And they kind of start stringing things together, and I imagine there's at least a few.
Dude, FNAF 3, the release of that, the release window. Oh my god.
Yes.
The amount of research people were doing.
But yeah, they're probably picking apart our outfits as we speak. Like, what does it mean? What is it?
See, I don't know if I can show it. My daughter bought me Freddy Fazbear.
That is so freaking fog. That is so hype.
Likewise, my son gave me his Freddy plush for good luck today. So
as you can see, this is the demographic for FNAF.
So
no, I'm kidding.
Five Nights at Freddy's is really about sitting still. You manage resources, particularly the battery. And try not to get killed. Whereas DBD is all about moving around, doing the gens. If you sit still, you're gonna get yourself killed. It's not a great idea. So it really became about kind of nailing down what the quintessential Five Nights at Freddy's experience is. Things like the security office, the battery power, all those amazing jump scares, and just kind of figuring out how to adapt that into the context of DBD. We focus Springtrap kind of as a grab-based killer, because we have guys in DBD, they are inherently jump scares into themselves.
God, he looks so good,
so
though.
we just kind of leaned into that and gave him more of those opportunities.
You can see his skin in the little crevice there.
We have another one of him doing a little bit of a grab.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my god, the jaw inside the mask. Oh wow.
Really cool. So Springtrap has 2 weapons. I get to finally announce. I know the community have been talking about it. 2 weapons. So he has a large pizza knife as his main weapon, and a heavy fire axe as his power.
The fire axe that everyone expected him to have in the freaking fan-made versions of him.
Projectiles that other characters in Dead by Daylight use.
Yeah, so it's a very unique. It's not going to play like any other projectile killer that you've tried before.
Okay.
We wanted to do something a little bit interesting with it. So if you throw the axe and it hits something in the environment, whether it's a missed shot or it's deliberate, it creates an AoE that lasts about 15 seconds.
AoE.
And if a survivor walks through it, you get killer instinct on them for a short period of time.
Okay.
If you hit a survivor with it, kind of gets lodged in their back while you're chasing.
Kind of have an axe lodged in their back. No big deal.
Casually walk it off.
So they can remove it manually, or they can do it quicker in co-op with another survivor.
Wow, okay.
As Springtrap, you can also retrieve it yourself if you get in close. You can skip kind of the steps of downing the survivor and picking them up. You get in close to the survivor that has the axe embedded in them. You click the button, you grab the axe and the survivor at the same time. You get a cool little jump scare, and then you're carrying them on your shoulder.
Okay.
A couple of little notes. One of them is while you have your projectile available, you move at 4.4 meters per second. There he is.
A little glimpse of some jump scare action.
Wow.
But once you've thrown the axe, you actually move at 4.6 meters per second. It's something that we've never really done base kit for a killer.
That is a unique,
some really interesting tactical choices. Meaning that
way to approach it.
You have to recall the axe manually It never comes back to you automatically unless you throw it out of the map because you can make a mistake.
Okay.
But yeah, as long as it's in the environment or in a survivor or whatever it is, you have to manually recall it.
So it lightens his load a little bit, makes him a bit faster.
Exactly.
Perfect. So that brings us to another unique part of his gameplay.
Super
and
interesting.
I think super iconic to Five Nights at Freddy's, the security office. So let's get into that.
Yeah.
This might be absolute
so
cinema
it was really
worthy.
important
We'll
for
hear.
us to give the killer and the survivor a really kind of interesting shared experience in that space.
Okay.
Which allowed us to also lean into the jump scares. And some of the ways we came up with was to introduce the security office, which is part of any trial that Springtrap is the killer. It's part of his power. But
Any trial?
kind of a transitionary space. So we have 7 doors that appear randomly around the map at chest spawns. And these can be used by survivors or killers to teleport around the map.
Survivors
they're
or
being
killers?
There it is. And survivors can also use them for surveillance. So as a survivor, you interact with the door. It brings up the camera view. You'll get the kind of iconic map view in the bottom right of all the different cameras. On the bottom left, you'll see your battery power, which we'll talk about in a second.
Battery
you can see what's going on
power?
the other doors. You can switch between doors. If you see something that, if it looks safe on the other end, you press the button. Your character goes into the security office, and then it's kind of like a hands-off, almost like a theme park experience where you see this first-person view going through the office, which is really cool.
Oh my
One
lord,
thing you
this
mentioned,
sounds
again, just in case
so
you're new folks
insane.
Playing, regardless of what map you're playing on, this functionality, the security room will be there as long as Springtrap is the killer in the match.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And as a survivor, if you happen to see Springtrap through a camera, if you train your camera on him for a few seconds, he'll be revealed for a little bit for the whole survivor team.
That sounds reasonable. That's very good.
And what about if, what if Springtrap
Lore-wise
goes in
makes
at the
so much
same
sense.
time as a survivor goes in at a different door and they meet?
Yeah, so since they can both use the doors in the security office, we wanted to make sure that there was an opportunity for that interaction. So if a survivor is moving through that space from one door to the other, and Springtrap, excuse me, chooses one of those 2 doors, whether the one they're coming from or the one they're going to, he'll interrupt them in the security office for a fun little surprise.
Oh wow.
Awesome.
Okay,
I love all
that's
the
really cool.
The little touches that the team has planted in there like that. I think the fans are really going to love it, including this. You mentioned the battery. Managing the battery is part of this as well. So how's that work?
How does that work?
Yeah, so survivors share a universal battery. It's shared amongst all of them. It drains a little bit, kind of ticks down per second while you're using the cameras. We didn't want players to just be the man in the chair and just sitting there and telling all their friends. So
Like
it drains
FNAF
a little
1.
bit. Using the teleporter to move around the map takes off a big old chunk in one shot.
Ooh, okay.
And then you have to kind of manage that battery as a team. It slowly recharges on its own over time, but you have to kind of manage when and where.
That does not happen in FNAF, but
if the battery
sure.
does run out, the security system, which is kind of the doors, the cameras, the office, goes into shutdown mode for 45 seconds. But Springtrap is not affected by the battery. So if the survivors
can
kind
still
of
go
overplayed their hand and they shut the security office down, they've kind of given up their one bit of power in this chapter, and Springtrap can still use the doors and bounce around.
Oh wow, okay.
Dangerous.
Risky business.
But what about disabling the doors?
Yes. So to go back to the axe, if the killer hits either a camera or a door, the whole thing with their axe, that door and the camera becomes unavailable to survivors. They can't use it to teleport away. They can't teleport to that door, and they can't see through the camera that's disabled.
Got it.
When the killer retrieves it, that effect lingers a little bit. It becomes a really cool way of I need to scope this area out, but I don't want to be revealed or seen. You can disable the door.
Right, so you can sneak around freely and just explore.
Got it. But it's not permanent. The door can be used again after the axe has been retrieved.
Unless it's in shutdown, which means the survivors can't use it anyway.
Right. Cool.
Right.
Okay, so
but then you can't use your axe as a projectile and chase. Very cool that you get that trade-off.
One of the coolest things about the chapter, in fact, is the map. Freddy Fazbear's Pizza is now a new map.
I mean,
new level.
This is what I've been waiting for.
For DBD fans,
I gotta see this.
In the Withered Isle realm. So what can you tell us about the map?
I don't say this just because we're doing the stream here, but it's becoming one of my favorite maps. I love it so much.
That is a good sign. That is a
the
good
same way
sign.
that we work. Their team really wanted to make sure that they did the same when it comes to things like Easter eggs and scares around the map. So it really pays off if you're kind of an exploratory player a little bit. Obviously, we've recreated a lot of kind of the iconic areas from the game, but we're also letting you exit the pizzeria to explore the outside a little bit, which is really cool. And we
so
wanted
glad
to
they
kind of
made it
add
a
a little
mix.
bit more space to allow for more dynamic chases and whatnot.
Yeah, outdoors
but
and
for the
indoors,
rooms,
that's
we've
good.
got the lobby, we've got the dining hall, of course, with the full animatronic band on stage. It's very cool.
God. I can't wait
we
to
have
see
the
that.
arcade, which is it's all very kind of creepily decorated like a birthday party. And we have areas like the kitchen and even the mechanical room, which is cool. And
we can see your little glimpse right there too.
yeah, so altogether this should kind of feel
I'm gonna
like
be so distracted by the map.
Well, I mean, I guess
looking
a
at
formally
everything.
working as Springtrap. Get used to the arc of the projectile. As I said, it's super unique compared to other projectile killers. We've done something that really allows you to kind of pull off some pretty gnarly trick shots.
Are adding masks for any survivors that are originals that did not previously.
Wow,
have masks.
okay,
So we've
these
got
look
one for
really good.
Vittorio, Jake, Tori,
Dude.
Sable,
Oh,
Claudette,
the
and
Sable one looks so
And
nice,
then on
and
the
so
killer
does the
side,
Claudette
we
one.
only had one for
Huntress
Trapper,
one looks
Nurse,
nice.
Huntress,
Ooh, the
Doctor,
Spirit one
and
is pretty sick
Spirit.
too, actually.
I cannot wait to get my hands on that spirit one.
Yeah, oh my god,
That one
they
looks
all
pretty
look
nice,
so,
yeah.
so damn good.
So good.
The nurse
we've
too.
not
I
left
love
out
like how
two other
heavy this
characters
all
because
looks.
those-
What are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Second of all, you would have saw that we revealed our yellow rabbit
This
legendary
is
outfit for our
so,
new killer,
so
Springtrap. This is an incredible outfit from the FNAF Freddy's
Absolutely.
movie that features the likeness of Matthew Lillard, who played William Afton on screen before the Springlock.
Yeah, this is really
turns him
cool.
into Springtrap. Now, this outfit has original voiceover from Matthew Lillard.
So scary to see,
recorded
like,
just for Dead
you
by
know,
Daylight,
him in his
as well
human
as
state.
Special voiceover and animations in the lobby.
Okay.
Wow.
I cannot wait to get my hands on that. But
Voice
are there gonna
acting
be
and
other
everything.
versions?
We also have a Glitch Trap
Really?
legendary outfit for Springtrap. Now, Glitch Trap
Oh,
first
that-
appeared in Finance of Freddy's Help
That
Wanted
is
and
so
Secret
sick,
Help Wanted
actually.
2, where he played a
That is
very
really
crucial
sick.
role in the story. So it's amazing to have him as part of this collection.
That
And
is
As an
awesome.
added bonus, which are Clown Springtrap and Toxic Springtrap. Now, Clown Springtrap
Okay.
is pulled
Oh,
pretty much straight
wow.
from the game,
Oh,
just
the
like fans will remember
deformed
him.
skin.
But we put our own twist
Purple
on Toxic
Springtrap
to really
is
make them our own.
insane.
But that's not all. For the survivors out
Is
there,
that
who want to
purple
go to
guy?
FNAF, There will be Freddy Fazbear Purple Guy T-shirts available for all original survivors. You can buy them
Okay.
individually or bundled together at a discount.
That makes up for there not
gonna be
being a new
great.
survivor,
I mean,
I
I
guess.
love-
I don't even know what to say because as a fan of Five Nights at Freddy's, I can only say that this is maybe even more excited to get the chapter in DBD now. I mean, the power is super unique. A projectile that you actually don't get to keep. Usually, your projectiles, you either just reload them as Huntress or Trickster, anything like that, or you just wait for the cooldown to end, kind of like with, of course, the Unknown. With Springtrap, you have a power that you actually get rid of when you use it. You don't get to keep it or wait for it to recharge or reload. No, you need to go get it back yourself. And I feel like this is unprecedented. And with the security cameras playing an integral role in Five Nights at Freddy's, it only makes sense that Behavior thought to put that into DBD as well with this chapter. And I think that from what I've heard so far, it is a very unique and interesting take on it. It's not exactly a safe haven, but it does give you a lot of benefit if you do end up using it as a survivor because you can get crucial information on where the killer is. But you can't just use it willy-nilly because you have to micromanage your battery level. So I'm very curious how that's going to look in-game. Anyway though, thank you so much for watching this video. I'm going to be uploading a video of me playing on the PTB very soon, so stay tuned for that. I'll probably like put like a card on screen or like a little end card here somewhere. I don't know. Probably like here or maybe even there. Who knows? Yeah, click that when you see that, okay? And if you don't see it anywhere, that's because I haven't had the chance to upload it yet. Just check my channel. It'll be there soon.